Hello students, myself Jyoti TP, Assistant Professor of. In this session, I am going to explain optical fibers. So, what is an optical fiber? What principle optical fiber works? Propagation of light through a cladded fiber. Total internal reflection. Importance of total internal reflection. Structure or construction of an optical fiber. Optical fibers are made of glass. So, why glass fibers? Here, fiber optics is a branch of physics based on the transmission of light waves through transparent fibers of glass or plastic. The optical fibers can carry light over distances ranging from a few centimeters to hundreds of kilometers. An optical fiber may contain a number of such fibers. John Tyndall, a British physicist, demonstrated to Royal Society in 1870 that light can be guided along a curved stream of water. Optical fiber works on the principle of total internal reflection. So, let us discuss how light propagates in an optical fiber. A fiber optic cable is essentially a light pipe. It is a long thin strand of glass or plastic fiber. Light propagates as an electromagnetic wave through an optical fiber. So the main part of the optical fiber is core. Core is the inner part of the fiber which carries light. So light from a laser, light bulb or some other sources enters one end of the fiber. As the light travels through the core, it strikes the interface of the core cladding at the large angles of incidence. Due to cylindrical symmetry, the ray will suffer total internal reflection at the interface. Thus, the light will be guided through the core due to repeated total internal reflection even if the fiber is bent. Since each reflection is a total internal reflection, the light signal sustains its strength and also confines itself within the core during the course of propagation. Thus, the optical fiber works as a waveguide. At the other end of the fiber, the light is received by a detector such as photosensitive device or human eye. The light gathering power of an optical fiber depends on two factors: core size and the numerical aperture. So, see how this is the optical fiber. That green color part, that inner part is the core. Core is surrounded by a cladding. Then cladding is surrounded by a buffer coating. So a fiber optic cable is essentially light pipe. So light propagates as an electromagnetic wave through an optical fiber, and core is the inner part of the fiber which carries light from a laser light or some light bulb or some other sources enter one end of the fiber. As the light travels through the core, it strikes the core cladding interface. Due to cylindrical symmetry, the ray will suffer total internal reflection at the interface. So, thus the light is guided along the length of the fiber, and the light is again at the other end of the core cladding interface. It suffers total internal reflection. So, that is how light is propagated through an optical fiber through by multiple total internal reflections. Here, the main principle of propagation of light through an optical fiber is total internal reflection. So, what is total internal reflection? When a light ray traveling from an optically denser medium into an optically rarer medium is incident at an angle greater than the critical angle for the two media. The ray is totally reflected back into the medium, obeying the laws of reflection. So this phenomenon is known as total internal reflection. So this is the diagrammatical representation. So this is denser medium and rarer medium. The medium that XY is the medium that separating the two medium, denser and rarer. So this is an incident ray AO. So when it is traveling from denser to rarer medium, so at some angle of incidence, so I is the angle of incidence, R is the angle of refraction. So here when the angle of incidence is equal to critical angle, a ray is traveling from denser to rarer medium, and this angle of refraction is 90 degree. That particular angle of incidence is called the critical angle. It's called the critical angle. When I is equal to C, R is equal to 90 degree. So again, in the third diagram, when I is greater than C, an angle of incidence is greater than the critical angle, the refracted ray, instead of refraction, gets reflected back to the same medium, and so that happens only when light is traveling from denser to rarer medium. So denser to rarer medium is the refractive index of denser medium N1 is greater than N2. N1 is the refractive index of the denser medium, N2 is the refractive index of rarer medium, N1 is greater than N2. In this condition, when I is greater than C, angle of incidence is greater than the critical angle, the refracted ray, instead of refraction, it gets reflected back to the same medium. So this phenomenon is known as total internal reflection. Again, it obeys laws of reflections. According to Snell's law, N1 sin I is equal to N2 into sin R. So where N1 and N2 are the refractive indices of the denser and rarer medium respectively, and N1 is greater than N2, and I is equal to C, R is equal to 90 degree. C is the critical angle. Therefore, applying this in this equation, N1 sin C is equal to N2 sin 90 degree. So sin 90 degree is equal to 1. Therefore, C is equal to sin inverse N2 by N1. This is where C is the critical angle. When I is greater than C, the total internal reflection occurs with no losses at the boundary. So importance of total internal reflection. In case of total internal reflection, there is absolutely no absorption of light energy at the reflecting surface, since the entire incident light energy is returned along the reflected light. It is called the total internal reflection. As there is no loss of light energy during reflection, hence optical fibers are designed to guide light waves over very long distance. So this is an optical fiber. This the central part is the core, and it is surrounded by cladding, then coating, buffer coating, then again it is covered by polyethylene jacket. So this diagram is the cross sectional view of an optical fiber. This is the central part, core, which is a diameter for some 50 micrometer. Then core is surrounded by a cladding, so which is of the diameter of the order of 125 micrometer. Then the cladding is again surrounded by some buffer coating or a jacket, polyethylene jacket. For this optical fiber cable, so this is that steel rod to give the tensile strength. These are the individual fibers. They are taped in a mylar tape, then again kept in a corrugated aluminium, then that is surrounded by jacket, outer jacket. So this is an optical fiber cable. So these optical fibers are made of glass. So why glass are chosen for the fabrication of optical fibers? The basic material for fabrication of optical fiber is silica. It has a refractive index of 1.458 at wavelength 8500 Armstrong. Materials having slightly different refractive indices are obtained by doping the basic silica material with small quantities of various dioxide oxides like germanium, phosphorus, pentoxide, and refractive index of the material increases. So such a material are used for core and pure glass is used for cladding. So as we all know that refractive index of the core must be larger than the refractive index of the cladding. The refractive index of the core can be increased by doping. So that's why pure glass is used as a cladding, and for this pure glass some impurities are added, so that can increase the refractive index of the core. So that's why glass is used. Then the important properties of glass are: in the transition region, glass can be drawn into a thin fiber. The pure silica is characterized with extremely low loss, that means it is highly transparent. The intrinsic strength of the glass. So these are the important properties of the glass that make the glass to be used as a material for the fabrication of an optical fiber. So these are the references.